So I decided to try and order something for the Toyota during the lockdown period, which I managed to get. Surprisingly, I thought it would turn up at the end of quarantine. I'm not normally one to do an unboxing, but it's parts for the car. I'll do a video of the install, so on and so forth, so open it up and show you what's in there. Then I've got to sanitize my hands probably. Here we go. Got ourselves an oil pressure gauge. Just a 2-inch. Sit in that panel that I made. Open it, get it out of this box, and then it's a black faced one that's meant to light up. There's a washer in there. Alright, sanitize the hands. We'll see what bits and pieces it managed to come with. The inside of the box, I wouldn't be too worried about what's on that. So, alright, so there's the sender. Well, it'll come with some instructions. Oil pressure. Right. Is it held in here? Oh, look, it's got the bracket that holds it in place. Oh, cool, it's all digital. Thought I was going to have to run a hard line or something through the car. Right, because I know everybody likes to see these get peeled off. Oh, look at that. There you go. It's a bit hard to see in there, so it lights up. It's not too bad. Not for what I paid for it. It reads from 0 to 100 psi. There's obviously the light cables. We run a wire from there, which obviously that goes on there, yep. And then what, that one to, oh I see, oh yeah, we got earth, ignition switch, and then power for the lights. That'd be easy enough because it's going in where the head unit used to be, so I can just wire it up to the head unit wires, and then I just got to run a wire from here to S, which is there, and then negative, positive, ignition. Cool. So that, and these Toyotas goes, it's hard to see, onto this wire here. So I've got to somehow figure out how to remove that, fit that new bit of T-piece in there, and get that all fitted up. Maybe for a future video. So we're going to cut up the hole for this gauge. Got a 51mm drill bit, hole saw bit that I acquired off a mate of mine. Going to return it tomorrow. So we're just going to hopefully get it pretty center. Let's hope I fucking don't tear everything. So that's quite good. That wrap held up. As you can see, the wrap held up quite well. Didn't tear. That's what I was worried about. It was a tear. Alright, now we see how far off it is. Not far. Oh, I might just. Oh, look at that. 51mm. It's 52mm gauge. There we go. There's one. Once I order my other one, I'll put it in here. Let's get that bolted down. She's in there nice and tight. Go chuck it in the car and see what it looks like. So essentially, that's where it's going to be. It's pretty hard to see in here because it's quite dark. Once we get the wires hooked up to it, I'm just going to use the heat unit wiring to get the lights and everything going. And you would sort of, when you're sitting in the car, you'd be about, you'd see it from about that angle. Also, what I've got to do is get in there, take that out. Probably going to take this bracket off, and hopefully the fitting for the gauge will fit in behind that bracket. If not, I might have to shave it a little bit. But what I'm hoping is that the wire there is the one that goes to that. I'm going to make a connector and hook it to the other bit as well. Hopefully my oil pressure light doesn't need that bit as well, and then I won't have to tee it. Right. So we're going to remove that power steering pump, get rid of the belt, pull that bracket off and fit up that bit. So I didn't film too much putting that in because it's a pain in the ass, because somebody decided they'd put the bolt to screw it in on the back of the pressure sensor, and there's block all around it, but you've got to remove the AC pump, the bracket that holds the AC pump, and the tensioner to get the power steering pump forward. So now that that's in there, that was just where the original oil sender was. It's going to fit nice and snug in behind the pump. I'll wire it up, test it all, because I brought a water temperature gauge too, which goes in that slot next to it. Right, so it's been a bit of a pain in the ass mission, but I finally figured it out, how it works. So we've got that in down there. We're running about anywhere between 80 and 90 psi of oil pressure. As you can see back here, the wired are into the old head unit wiring. That hasn't got the oil pressure gauge hooked to it, just the line hooked to it at the moment, because I've got to run it through the engine bay, but that's what we're dealing with. Yeah, so that's pretty much, I've just got to run this one. Just got to run this one through the engine bay and through the firewall and up to the gauge, and that's the install of that done. I actually do have a water temp gauge coming to go there, so I might drop this video first, and then when I do the water temp one, she'll be pretty self-explanatory, but I'm only going to be putting the water temperature gauge one in, and then putting the water temperature gauge one in, and wait until I can get a T-piece so I can tee it off the original if it doesn't work from this other spot in the engine bay. So that's that in. I feel a bit safer now, and bring on the track day. So here we are with the finished product. Well, go. So my next mission you guys will probably see me do is put all this back together. Not going to do it right now because that little bung there, what I've read is a water jacket, so I might run my water temperature sensor off that, and then I'll put it all back together. That there fits mint through the hole in the power steering pump bracket, so there's that. And then if we go to the back of the car, you guys will also see me, I need to put a couple of up stands on that to hold that bad boy in place. When I originally done it, the battery I was borrowing fitted mint in the box. I had to give that one back, but the guy, Ross, good mate of mine, he generously gave me this battery and it fires my car up mint, so I'm just going to make this one fit. Cheers, mate. Yeah, in the words of another mate of mine, old Mr. Pickaxe, see you around like a fish.